Hello, this is a new style of video I'd like to do on my channel. It's something I've never done before, but I've been really interested in watching Paintover videos lately, and I found this old piece of mine, and I decided that it might be due for a Paintover. Now, I've never done a Paintover before, but I feel like it would be helpful to understand the issues with my old piece and where I can fix them. Just a few disclaimers for this video. I am by no means a professional artist. As you can see by my 9 reference photos here, I am still very much learning, and this video is mostly just me learning and sharing that learning experience with anyone who decides to watch it. I would not say this is a tutorial, although there might be some helpful things you can learn from this, or maybe some unhelpful things. I'm not really sure. Another disclaimer is that I am going to most likely make fun of my old art. However, if these things apply to your art, that does not mean your art is bad. And by no means does me making fun of my art mean that I think it has no value or that anyone else's art has no value. All art has intrinsic value just by the basis of being art. Now, another thing I'd like to mention, this video is entirely unscripted and I've never done content like this before, so apologies for any ums or stutters or pauses or anything of that nature. However, without further ado, let's get into the Paintover. Firstly, I'd like to make a list of basically things that are wrong with this drawing. I don't really want this to be coming across as me saying, here are things that you must not have in your art, or here are things that are wrong. There is really no right and wrong. There are things that are fundamentally correct anatomy-wise, though that doesn't necessarily mean it's right or wrong, of course. Though, this is simply things that I would like to change with this piece and the direction that I would like to take it in. So please excuse any time I refer to things as wrong. It is not necessarily wrong, it is more so what I do not want to have versus what I would like to have. Now, firstly, the biggest thing that I notice, of course, is his gigantic, horrifying eyes. They're very, very uncanny and really hurt the piece as a whole. He is not supposed to be staring into your soul so intently, so the first thing I would like to make sure, eyes and overall uncanniness. Now the next thing I notice is that the skin has very little hue variation. It is pretty much all just this exact same color throughout, and this is not even really necessarily a very good color. It's kind of this weird desaturated pink. I feel like I could have definitely made it much more bold. And also the fact that the face has hue planes where, color planes where the cheeks should be redder and the forehead is ochre and the jawline is blue. So that is another thing I want to add, is the color planes of the face. Another thing I would like to mention is the planes of the face, as in where the curves and shapes of the face are actually placed, where you do not really actually see them. They're not contoured very well in this drawing. Really, the only planes that you can see is this brow right here. This brow on this side is not shown at all, hardly. The nose, you can kind of see that line there. These lines are sort of there, but not very well. You can kind of see the cheek in here, but overall, there should be much more bold shadows, especially around the eyes. And honestly, everything on this face, the shadows are very cautious. You can really tell that I was struggling with how to place these shapes, and what I was doing entirely is clearly a struggle here, so I want to be more bold and confident with where I am placing everything and make it very clear with my intention with the piece. So, planes of the face. The other thing is the lighting. The lighting is very confusing. It's very obvious as someone coming back to this piece a year and a half or 2 years later. It's very obvious to me that I did the hair and jacket separate from when I did the skin. As you can see, the dark shading here is very non-congruent with the extremely light color here. I feel like this should be a much darker shade to match with the ear or even in the jacket also is very light. I mean, the skin is incredibly dark here and the jacket is still very light, so that definitely, the lighting itself definitely could use some work, although I might try to play around with the direction a little bit more, since it is kind of a pretty bland choice to have the lighting the way I have it. The other thing is the detail. Now, I do appreciate details, as you can see, but I do think that the details in this piece actually take away from it. For example, if you zoom in here, you can see that I drew individual eyelashes, and it looks kind of very horrifying. Or, as I mentioned before, the absolutely uncanny eyes that I gave him, they are extremely detailed, when they really, it very much adds to the issues that I've mentioned previously with how uncanny it looks. I would also say the hair is far too detailed. As you can see, there is just not very good defined shapes in here. They're just very large. There's no large shapes. They're just very tiny strands that make a very busy figure that you can't really follow, and that's not really the style that I would like to have. And the other thing, the shape of the jacket is not exactly what I want. I have a reference right here of more so what I would like to go for. Kind of have more structure to it, since it's very limp looking right now. It doesn't actually look like a real jacket. I also drew the zipper, as you can see here. I also think that adding more texture to the shirt, or to the jacket itself, is helpful, or adding more detail, like, for example, these seam lines, things to make it look more jackety, because right now it kind of just looks like a shaded blue blob. The other thing is just general anatomy things. The nose is very odd. It ends here very weirdly. The mouth, of course, is a glaring issue. The ear, even, is very strangely shaped. It's very, it's too small, I think, is a big issue with it. And yeah, so those are the things, and the neck, oh yeah, the neck also has some anatomy issues with it. As you can see, I have some reference pictures. This model that I found is the face claim for this character. This is my character Jay, by the way. So I'm using him as a this person as a reference to kind of help get the face that I want for my character, just to give me a little more guidance than trying to totally draw from imagination. But as you can see here with the neck, there is a very defined shape right here, and the neck is very large too. This is pretty much the angle I'm going for. So as you can also see with the anatomy, the eyes pretty weirdly placed on the face, but anyways, the neck is very small and very bland. There's no line here that there should be. Even the Adam's apple could probably be put in there, but yeah, so I believe those are all the things I have that I want to start with. I'm also going to make the drawing much bigger, because previously it was drawn on a pretty small canvas, which for a drawing like this, I much prefer using a bigger canvas, just because it gives me a little bit more ability to kind of get a bit crazy with it. I'm going to get rid of the white background real quick, and actually I think I might change the background color too, because that also can help with getting colors and everything more so how you want it to look. I think I'm gonna go for like a dark, yeah, that's what I want.
Is it time to lead or is it time to die? Time to raise hell or walk on by. Is there anybody out there that's paying attention? Is it time to speak up or time for silence? Time for peace or is it time for violence? Is there anybody out there that's paying attention? Tell me what you trying to hide and what you running from inside. Cause I got a surprise, we might not make it to the morning. So go on and tell me now, do you have enough love in your heart to go and get your hands dirty? It isn't that much, but it's a good start. So go and get your hands dirty. Do you love your neighbor? Is it in your nature? Do you love a sunset? Aren't you fed up yet? Do you have enough love in your heart to go and get your hands dirty? I got a skeleton under the floorboard. I got a secret I need you to keep. Run away, you have been forewarned. I don't wanna go off in the deep. If we don't do something, we'll be stuck up in the mud again. Don't wanna mess it up, cause I want everything or nothing at all. I got a feeling when they're walking on the ceiling that the people needed healing, one and all. What you trying to hide and what you running from inside? Cause I got a surprise, we might not make it to the morning. So go on and tell me now, do you have enough love in your heart to go and get your hands dirty? It isn't that much, but it's a good start. So go and get your hands dirty. Do you love your neighbor? Is it in your nature? Do you love a sunset? Once you're fed up yet? Do you have enough love in your heart to go and get your hands dirty? Is there anybody out there that's paying attention? Is there anybody out there that's paying attention? Yeah. Is there anybody out there that's paying attention? Is there anybody out there? So go on and tell me now, do you have enough love in your heart to go and get your hands dirty? It isn't that much, but it's a good start. So go and get your hands dirty. Woo! Do you love your neighbor? Is it in your nature? Do you love a sunset? Aren't you fed up yet? Do you have enough love in your heart to go and get your hands dirty?
I'm from the east side of America, where we choose pride over character. And we can pick sides, but this is us, this is us, this is. I live on the west side of America, where they spin lies into fairy dust. And we can pick sides, but this is us, this is us, this is. And don't believe the narcissism when everyone projects and expects you to listen to them. Make no mistake, I live in a prison that I built myself, it is my religion. And they say that I am the sick boy, easy to say when you don't take the risk, boy. Welcome to the narcissism, we're united under our indifference. I'm from the east side of America, we desensitized by hysteria. And we can pick sides, but this is us, this is us, this is. I live on the west side of America, where they spin lies into fairy dust. And we can pick sides, but this is us, this is us, this is. I am the sick boy. I am the sick boy. my life's work? How many likes is my life worth? Feed yourself with my life's work. How many likes is my life worth? Feed yourself with my life's work. How many likes is my life worth?
Here is the old drawing from March of 2021, and here is the new drawing from December 2022. I think I'm pretty happy with it. Would I say that I'm 100% happy with it? No, not quite. I feel like it still doesn't really look like Jay as much as I'd like it to. Though I think it's a very noticeable improvement from the original drawing, and I believe that I got all the things changed that I really desperately wanted to. I think that this is something I will most likely revisit in the future, so if you'd like to see me do another paint over of this same drawing, please let me know, and maybe I will. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.